Hello! In today's video, we are going to talk about some high-level concepts like artificial intelligence, generative AI, machine learning, deep learning, and data science. And we'll also understand how all of these are connected to each other. Before we jump into artificial intelligence, let's first understand what human intelligence actually is. This will give us a simple perspective to understand artificial intelligence, or AI. Human intelligence is a complex process where our sense organs and our brain work together. Here, cognitive abilities mean the mental skills we use to think, learn, remember, and solve problems. Now, let's understand this with a simple example. Imagine you are driving a car, and suddenly you see an obstacle in front of you. Your eyes detect the obstacle, then send this information through the central nervous system to the brain. The brain processes this information, makes a decision, and then sends instructions back through the spinal cord. As a result, your hands and legs respond and you either apply the brakes or take a turn to avoid the obstacle. Now, artificial intelligence can be seen as an attempt to replicate or simulate parts of this human intelligence, like thinking, learning, and solving problems, using machines. To understand how this is done technically, we need to understand machine learning. So let's see what machine learning is and how machines learn in a way similar to humans. Imagine how a human child learns. A child first takes input from the world through eyes, ears, and senses. That input is processed by the brain, where connections are formed. Based on this processing, the child acts or responds. Now consider a simple example. A parent shows a child flashcards of animals. Each card has a picture, and the parent clearly says, "This is a dog. This is a cat. This is a lion." At this stage, the child is learning from labeled data. The image is the input, and the animal name is the label. The child's brain processes these examples, not by memorizing rules, but by recognizing patterns, shapes, colors, and features. Over time, with enough examples and feedback, the child learns. Now, when a new flashcard is shown, the child immediately answers dog or cat. This is learning. Now let's draw the parallel to machine learning. A machine learning model also takes data as input. For example, images of animals. Each image is provided with a label, just like the parent naming the animal. The model processes this data using algorithms, not explicit step-by-step rules. It finds patterns in the data, adjusts itself when it makes mistakes, and gradually improves. After training, when a new animal image is given, the model can predict the animal name on its own. So, just like a child learns from examples and feedback, a machine learning model learns from data and labels. The key idea is this: humans learn from experience, machines learn from data. And that is the core connection between human learning and machine learning. There are different machine learning methods to solve different problems. One, supervised learning. The model learns from labeled data to make predictions, for example, classifying emails as spam or not spam. Two, unsupervised learning. The model discovers hidden patterns in unlabeled data, for example, grouping customers into clusters based on behavior. Three, semi-supervised learning. The model learns using a small amount of labeled data and a large amount of unlabeled data, for example, improving image classification with few labeled images. 4. Reinforcement learning. The model learns by trial and error using rewards and penalties, for example, training an AI to play a game like chess or Go. 5. Self-supervised learning. The model creates its own labels from data to learn representations, for example, learning language patterns by predicting missing words in a sentence. Now, finally, let's talk about deep learning. Deep learning is a part of machine learning that uses artificial neural networks with many layers. These layers help the system learn very complex patterns from data. It works much like the human brain, where neurons pass signals to each other to learn and solve problems. When an image of a dog is given as input, the deep learning model analyzes it and correctly identifies it as a dog. Now let's understand data science. Data science is a broad field that focuses on extracting useful insights from data to help make better decisions. It includes many areas like data engineering, collecting and managing large volumes of data, data mining, finding hidden patterns like user click behavior, statistical analysis, finding trends and insights like calculating averages, data visualization, presenting data visually so insights are easy to understand. Machine learning helps computers learn from data and make predictions or decisions on their own. Deep learning takes this further by using brain-inspired neural networks with many layers to learn complex patterns from large amounts of data. Thank you, and let me know if you need more detailed videos on each of these topics.